Hey folks, this is Boren, criminal defense attorney and former felony prosecutor. Today I want to talk to you about the fact that really anyone can get a DWI. Even folks that aren't drinkers, just drink occasionally or very rarely, really aren't thinking about the fact that they may be drinking more than they need to as far as driving is concerned. Really, when I say anybody, I've had clients from school teachers, insurance agents, real estate agents, all walks of life, even lawyers can get DWIs. I've said that I like DWIs, and what I mean by that is not that people have a criminal problem and I like that. I like the fact that these clients of mine almost are never criminals, meaning they have no record, they're not out hurting anybody, they're not robbing liquor stores or anything like that. They're easy folks to deal with and are in the regular walks of life jobs. Now, what makes you legally drunk in Texas? Well, your blood alcohol concentration, which is often called BAC, has to be at or above 0.08, but less than 0.15. Now, if it's 0.15 or higher, that's going to make it a more serious charge. Usually these are all misdemeanors, but if you have several DWIs, or if you have a child in the car, it could be a higher degree and even a felony. Now realize that most people's blood alcohol will come up or down at about 0.02 to 0.03 per hour. So I had a client actually that had drank the night before, went to bed, got up, was driving to work. He worked out of town. And by the time he got stopped and got tested, he was still above the limit. He had no idea. He thought, he had been asleep long enough and hadn't drank in a long enough period of time. Now, if you find yourself driving and you think, you know what, I should not be driving, pull over, get into a parking lot, a public parking lot, and call somebody to come pick you up. I would get out of the car at that point, because even if you're not driving at the moment and an officer comes up, which I had a client that happened to, he's actually asleep in the car. Well, they can infer driving. Like, well, how did you get there? So you can still be charged even if you're not moving at the time or nobody even saw you swerving or anything like that. Now, you don't have to take the field sobriety test. You don't have to take the blood or breath test. Now, they can force a blood test by getting a warrant, and that's really easy for them to do. So realize that refusing will cause you to have a longer suspension should you have above the legal limit. But it's really, I think best practice is to not take the test, because you really don't know if it's necessarily going to be accurate. Because again, it may be 2-3 hours since you drove by the time they take it. And if you're on the upslope of the blood alcohol absorption, it could show you higher than you actually were when you're driving, because when you're driving is what's really relevant. Now, if you do get a charge and your driver's license gets suspended, in Texas there is something called an occupational driver's license, and most people will qualify for that, which means you can drive and do whatever you need to do. It's in normal walks of life. That means go to the grocery store, go to work, of course, go to church, pick up your kids from school, those kind of things. It's going to be fine. But all the better is to don't drink and drive. You have to really think. And I've had lots of people that just weren't really thinking at the moment. And that's how they got it. Like I tell you always, if you're engaged with a police officer, please turn on your smartphone's video app, at least the audio app. Video's better, and tell the officer that you're doing it, that you want to record this. It's your right, and you certainly should and could do that. And of course, if I can be of any help, if anybody has questions about this related subjects, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to talk to you about it.